It's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. Man, last night was crazy, people. Coinbase was going ham. Bitcoin Cash came out. We'll get into all of that. First, jump over to cryptoblood.io. Check out either the merch. We got Uncle Clif section where we got a lot of his Clif notes from some of his latest interviews around the internet. You can find out more about me. You can contact me. You can sign up for technical analysis services. All that good stuff. So cryptoblood.io. Check it out. So what's going on, people? Playing a little Birdman in homage to Birdman. Looks like he may be filing for bankruptcy, people. Sad. This guy sold over 1 billion records. #1 stunner. And no more money. I'll always, listen to different people about money and, some wealthy people I know. And they always say, like really, really wealthy people, they've always said, like, getting money is the easy part. And it is. Like, becoming wealthy is, you can luck up and become wealthy, right? But you can't luck up and keep that wealth. And I think Mike B actually, he did a video pertaining, it was like some kind of on the same subject about wealth, keeping wealth and stuff. It's not by mistake that people keep wealth. Let me just put it that way. You have to know what you're doing, or get the right people around you that knows what they're doing and understands what money is. Okay, so just a little tidbit. I don't know. I just thought about that because I'm playing that Birdman. But yeah, it looks like he's about to lose his home in Miami. Crazy, man. That's why, material things, you shouldn't make your name off of material things. Like, that shouldn't define you, because the stuff can come and go. So if you're defined by your material success, then when that stuff leaves or you lose it, you don't have an identity anymore. So stay true to yourself, people, and remember family, health, and then wealth. Well, health, family, then wealth. You get what I'm saying. Let's take a look at Coin Market Cap. I may have to refresh this, so let me refresh. And we are sitting at $623 billion. Bitcoin's dominance has dropped drastically. It's at 40. I'm so used to saying 50 or 60. It's at 45.5%. Bitcoin Cash probably sucked a lot of capital out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and a lot of these other markets. So yeah, we're look at Bitcoin Cash up 70% today. So we will be talking about Bitcoin Cash as a subject today. But first, let's take a look at the charts, people. Looking like we could be, not at this point, I wouldn't call this a nice correction down to the 14,000 range, because what I need to see here, if you just look at my screen, you will see I'm going to draw a horizontal line right there. I drew that line because, as you can see, this was previous resistance and now has become present support. So it hit that area, it bounced off, and a couple days later it breached that area again, and it went up to almost 20,000. But now we're retracing backwards, right? So if we can hold So basically, guys, the number you want to keep an eye on is 16,500, roughly that range, that area. It's going to vary versus, depending on what exchange you're on. But that is the area we want to keep an eye on. So if we end up closing below there, or tomorrow we kind of open or close below the 16,500 area, we may see some more selling pressure continue on, people. So just keep an eye on that. But man, we hit Saturn so freaking fast. I did not even expect it. I'm gonna have to, in a minute, start drawing up different solar systems. What's the next solar system? Somebody who's into this, all that space stuff, let me know. I am too, but I don't know what the closest solar system is to us. But today we're talking Investopedia article I brought up. I went with Investopedia because I felt like it may be the most unbiased view of Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash. People get so emotionally tied up into these tokens and coins and stuff. As an investor, you want to remove emotion. And really, that's more so like in anything pertaining to business. Remove emotion and keep that out the way, because your emotions can cause you to be or do irrational things. So if you can kind of remove that, it's hard to do, but if you remove your feelings from the situation, you won't be so attached to things longer than you should be. So before we get into the actual article, let me just quickly do the Marco's Crypto Christmas Countdown for 2017. And today we have Santiment. Never heard of this one. Santiment. Interesting. Symbol is SAN. Current price is $4.53. Cost was 31 cents. Current gain is 1,300, almost 1,400%. Wow. So it says here the Bloomberg and Thomson Reuters of crypto financial market data. Interesting. Never heard of this one. A little bit more about Santiment. I don't know if I like that name, but Santiment's goal is to be the financial market data and content platform of choice for cryptocurrency and blockchain space, filling the role that Bloomberg and Thomson Reuters served in traditional financial markets. Santiment offers data feeds and content streams, including Newswire, alongside a regular updated database of cryptocurrency projects. Its long-term goal is to be the market data infrastructure for cryptocurrency and the blockchain economy. So, excellent idea. And there's a lot of money to be made in that space. I know when I had my CTA, commodity trading advisory company, my partner and I, we were going to get a Bloomberg terminal. Those things are expensive. Very expensive, thousands and thousands of dollars a month. But they're well worth it. It's a breadth of information. Different, a lot of the breaking news kind of drops there, that Newswire on Bloomberg. So, I can see how that will be very, very good business move. I don't know. I guess you have to use their token to actually access the platform or something. I'm not sure, but good idea. Definitely good idea. So again, let's take a look at this article, people, from Investopedia. The article title is Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash. What's the difference? So I'm going to skip around here and just kind of get down to the nitty gritty here. So it says here, it asks a rhetorical question. How many transactions can Bitcoin network process per second? 7. Transactions take about 10 minutes to process. and as the network of Bitcoin users grows, waiting times will get longer because there are more transactions to process without a change in the underlying technology that processes them. The latest debates around Bitcoin's technology have been concerns with this central problem of scaling and increasing the speed of transaction verification process. There are two major solutions to this problem: either to make the amount of data that needs to be verified in each block smaller, making transactions faster and cheaper, or to make blocks of data bigger so that more information can be processed at one time. So it goes on to say the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. So in mid-July 2017, mining pools and companies represented roughly 80 to 90% of Bitcoin's computing power voted to incorporate a technology known as segregated witness, which we call SegWit2x. SegWit2x makes the amount of data that needs to be verified in each block smaller by removing signature data from the block of data that needs to be processed in each transaction and having it attached in an extended block. Signature data has been estimated to account for up to 65% of the data processed in each block. So this is not a insignificant technological shift, I should say. Talk of doubling the size of each block. Doubling the size of blocks from 1 megabyte to 2 megabyte in November has ramped up and is expected. This would also go some ways in improving Bitcoin scalability. In mid-October, Bitcoin scientists from Bitcoin Unlimited revealed they had mined the world's first 1 gigabyte block, 1,000 times bigger than normal size. Bitcoin Cash is a different story. Bitcoin Cash was started by Bitcoin miners and developers equally concerned with the future of the cryptocurrency and its ability to scale effectively. These individuals had their reservations about the adoption of a segregated witness technology though. They felt as though SegWit2x did not address the fundamental problem of scalability in a meaningful way, nor did it follow the roadmap initially outlined by Satoshi Nakamoto, the anonymous party that first proposed the blockchain technology behind cryptocurrency. Furthermore, the process of introducing SegWit2x as the road forward was anything but transparent, and there were concerns its introduction undermined the decentralization and democratization of the currency. So, on August 1st, some miners and developers initiated what is known as a hard fork, effectively creating a new cryptocurrency, Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash has implemented an increased block size of 8 megabytes to accelerate the verification process with an adjustable level of difficulty to ensure the chain's survival and transaction verification speed, regardless of the number of miners supporting it. This has raised concern about security of Bitcoin Cash. So, there are definitely issues with both, right? There's no perfect solution so far. So it's more about picking, I guess it's more about what does the market consider the utility of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. I think we're getting away from, because when I first got into Bitcoin, the view was, oh, this is a currency, a global currency, an internet currency that is more secure, it's cheaper. Transaction costs were at that point, man, like I remember an infographic that showed someone sending, I think, $15 million or $13 million through traditional banking systems and remittance networks versus Bitcoin. And I think that $13 million transaction in Bitcoin at that time, if I'm not mistaken, was like $6. If you tried to do that today, it would be vastly, like an average transaction now, I think is like between $7 and $14 on Bitcoin. $6 and $14 on Bitcoin. And even higher if you wanted to push it, you know, give it more priority. So it definitely is a problem, and it can definitely not be used as a payment gateway or payment system, a global payment system. It just can't. There's word of, you know, this Lightning network, and they'll be able to do smaller transactions on off chain on the Lightning network and then reconcile them later on the main block and all that. To me, I think that's an issue as well, because you're now creating centralization and defeating the whole purpose of this decentralized technology. Lightning networks, from my understanding, they create centralization pools, like Lightning pools on the side. So that's still a concentration of transactions that are centralized there before they even get back to the main chain. So I don't think that's going to be an effective method. A lot of people's issue is not with Bitcoin Cash. I believe, in what I've seen, a lot of their issues is with Roger Ver, which should not even matter, in my opinion. Yeah, he said some crazy ass stuff. He's done some crazy ass stuff. Like, I don't know what that guy is on sometimes. But that aside, why does that should not matter? If we're trying to create a cryptocurrency that allows for ease of use, the speed, and low fees, low transactional costs, then Bitcoin Cash is probably a better solution. If we're talking about Bitcoin and its protocol using the SHA-256. People also have an issue with Bitcoin Cash biting the whole Bitcoin brand. I can understand that you know, I definitely can understand that argument. But at the end of the day, it's about what the technology will be able to do for us as consumers and users of this technology. So, you know, it's a good thing that Satoshi Nakamoto is this anonymous user or group, because what if Satoshi Nakamoto was an ass like Roger Ver has displayed himself to be sometimes in the past? What if he was like, would you feel like Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin was not the right direction to go? I just feel there's a lot of feelings involved when it comes to Bitcoin Cash, and people feel threatened. People who are more Bitcoin Core supporters feel threatened by this. And I'm just going to be honest with you. With the move that Coinbase made to actually add Bitcoin Cash to their exchanges and their Coinbase to GDAX exchange and their Coinbase interface, is a big signal, ladies and gentlemen. Just understand that. I'm going to repeat myself. That is a big signal for and validation that Bitcoin Cash is here to stay. In the United States, Coinbase is, I believe, the biggest exchange for onboarding new users to cryptocurrencies for the United States. So, doesn't matter what your feelings are. Bitcoin Cash is here to stay. It will grow exponentially. And we don't know the future. It may be bigger than Bitcoin at some point. And who wouldn't, if it's a better technology why wouldn't you want to use it? And as far as security, there are ways around that whole issue in that situation with concerns with Bitcoin Cash security, and they'll be implemented as things grow. But the future is unknown, and the present is, we're so, how can I put this? We're so early in the game of cryptocurrencies that you shouldn't be confident in any of these. It's all a gamble. You know, diversify your portfolio. Have a little Litecoin, a little Bitcoin, some Bitcoin Cash, you know, Ethereum, EOS. And I'm going to do a video on Hashgraph probably later this week. Man, Hashgraph, when I found out about Hashgraph maybe 2 months ago, and I actually sent Clif an article to read about it. I don't know if he had a chance to read it though, but I wanted his feedback on that. I think he made a comment about it. He talked about it. Hashgraph he thought it would have issues with adoption and being able to take market share from, say, an Ethereum. But boy, when I did more research, and then I saw the Mike Maloney video on it, I literally got the same feeling that I got when I found out about Bitcoin. I had the same, I don't know what you want to call it, but like epiphany or something. I don't know. I had that same feeling about Hashgraph when I saw it, when I fully start to grasp it and understand it. Mike Maloney really explained it and put it in a very, he always does. Kudos to Mike Maloney for his videos. He framed it in a way that was very, very fluent and comprehensive. And I got that feeling. I said, "Oh, this is big. This is big." So I'm gonna do a video on Hashgraph. Let you guys know what it's about. You can't get any or you know, any tokens or anything on their platform. It's fully proprietary right now. It is in market. It has been tested. It is being used or utilized in real world applications with a few credit unions in the EU. So I'm excited about Hashgraph. I'm not gonna lie. But at any rate, I want to take one quick look at this little breakdown here. So for you guys who don't know what Bitcoin Cash is and want to know really quickly the difference. So basically, we've got a table here that kind of does a compare and contrast. So faster payments. So Bitcoin up to 10 hours or more to confirm a transaction. Bitcoin Cash, virtually instant. And it says here, next level, next line, lower fees, $3 per transaction. Is even higher than that now. Bitcoin Cash, not even a third of a penny per transaction. Room to grow, next line, 3 transactions per second, artificially capped. Bitcoin Cash, 24 transactions per second, can scale to millions. So that's great. That's what we need. That's if we're going to have a payment system for the globe, it's got to be able to do millions of transactions a second. Last line, secure development. One team dictates how Bitcoin works, which is true. This holier than thou Bitcoin core team versus Bitcoin Cash, 6+ teams competing to build the best Bitcoin. So again, I'm not saying one is better than the other. Well, I kind of am. As far as if we're looking at Bitcoin as a payment system, Bitcoin Cash is superior. It just is what it is. Now, other than that, you gotta let the markets dictate which is going to be utilized more and have more utility. I'll tell you right now, Bitcoin Cash is going to have more utility than Bitcoin if the core team doesn't start to adapt and change. It seems like they're stuck in their ways, and this game is moving fast, people. So stay stuck if you want. It's your boy Crypto Blood. That's pretty much it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and if you do subscribe, click that bell. That will make sure you are alerted for every video that I upload. And check me out in the Webbot room, people. I'll leave the link to that in the description of this video. And that is it, people. I'm out. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Holla.